So the Galaxy Z Fold 5 has been truly a super addicting phone to use, and that might be a good thing or a bad thing depending on your view of technology. But in today's video, I want to try to review this phone without comparing it to any other folding phone, because I think that's super overused, right? Because if you guys are interested in the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, you want to know more about it and not other phones, right? If you want to know about other phones, you go watch other videos on those phones, right? Right. So this video might make someone mad, and it might make someone happy. So I guess stick around and find out which side of the fence you're on. Also, if you guys want to save a ton of money, I'm going to leave some links down below because Samsung is still doing insanely good promotions. You can get like up to $1,000 trade-in. You get a free storage upgrade depending on the color that you get. You can also save money if you bundle in the Galaxy Watch 6. So if you guys want to know all that, I'll have a link down below. That'll save you, like I said, a ton of money. So the first thing I want to talk about is the battery life on the Z Fold 5. It has been super good. Now the first couple days are pretty bad, not gonna lie, because the phone still has to adapt to how you use your phone because, well, everyone uses their phones differently. But after the first couple days, the battery life has been really rock solid. I'm getting around 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time, depending on what I'm doing. Now I wish Samsung kind of gave you the option to kind of differentiate the screen on time of the cover display versus the screen on time of the main display. I wish they kind of separated the two. But if I had to guess, I'm using the main big display around 50% or more of the time. So the fact that I'm even getting 6 hours to 6.5 hours is really good. Also, not to mention, it's a very bright display, 1750 nits on the inside display. So again, that's really good battery numbers considering that it's a very bright display, a very large display, and it's still kind of even beating out some phones that don't even fold. So that's really good. Now, another thing I love is the cameras. But before we even get to that, can we just talk about how good this phone looks? I mean, seriously, this color with the black camera housing and like the blue of the phone, oh my God, it looks so sick. Samsung, whoever did this color layout, give them a fat raise, okay? But anyway, back to the cameras. They are fantastic. Like, honestly, no matter what you take a photo of, no matter what scene you're shooting, it's going to look great. Now look, of course, you're not going to get the same exact quality as on the S23 Ultra. But that's not to say these are bad photos. And they're not. They're great, and you won't have an issue at all using them. The colors are very good. Everything is nice and sharp, especially towards like the borders of the photo. Everything looks really good, and honestly, I don't have any complaints at all. In fact, if you did not tell me this came from a folding phone, I would have thought this came from a super very good flagship phone that doesn't fold, which of course those flagships always have better cameras. So that kind of says a lot. So not many reviewers are mentioning this, but portrait video has also gotten better thanks to that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, right? It's not just about powering the phone. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is literally the guts to the camera system. And as you guys can tell, portrait video looks fantastic. Like it's cutting out my hair from the trees perfectly. Even if I like separate my fingers, it's blurring between my fingers. Like even if I move my hand, it's blurring it perfectly. This is fantastic. Like I think more reviewers should be talking about this because this looks really good. Even if I go really quick movements, it's doing a really good job. I mean, this looks really good. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Subscribe. And also, I really love how you can use the cover display to kind of see like what the main camera sees. So that way, like whenever you're vlogging, you can literally, not only can you use like the better camera, the rear camera, to record all your videos with instead of using a selfie camera, but you can actually see what the camera sees. That is so awesome, and I've been using that quite a bit. And it's one of those features that like once you use, you start to really appreciate the software of folding phones. And then once you go back to using like a regular phone, you kind of miss that. You miss that flexibility of being able to use all these cool features. They may seem like gimmicks, and I totally understand if you think it's a gimmick, but trust me, once you use these little kind of folding phone features, it's super hard to just pick up a slab, a normal rectangle phone and then use it. You start to miss them, and that's kind of definitely what I felt because, as you guys know, I have two phones. One of them is an iPhone, one of them is this phone right here. So anytime I pick up my iPhone, I'm like, it's an iPhone. So let's talk about the cover display. Now look, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this might piss some people off, but I'm not gonna lie. It's my review, right? It's just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. But it's super annoying. It's so narrow, and I thought I was going to get used to it, and I am getting used to it a little bit, but some of the things just piss me off. Like if you're watching Instagram stories or TikTok or anything like that, any text on screen just gets cut off because of the aspect ratio, which makes me open the phone to use it a lot more than I thought I would be opening up, which I think that's what Samsung was going for. I think Samsung wants you to open up the phone more so than not. It just depends kind of what your lifestyle is. If you're more so of the person to kind of use their phone when you're lounging around, you're going to love this phone because you're going to end up opening it and using it that way. But if you're the type of person to use their phone more when you're on the go, like at the mall or something, and you have bags in your one hand, you're going to end up using the cover display more than the inside display, which again might lead you to not enjoy the phone as much as you normally would, if that makes sense. It's one of those things where like it just depends how you use your phone. Some people love this narrow display. I just cannot get used to it no matter what. I don't know. It's like some days I don't mind it and some days I hate it. I really don't know. It just depends what I'm doing that day. And it depends on my mood. So there's that. So when it comes to the performance of the phone, it has not been an issue for me at all. This phone is like super speedy and does whatever you want it to, and I just cannot stop having fun with this stupid little taskbar. It is so darn quick to change between apps. You just put all your favorite apps on a taskbar and you can easily switch between them in a blink of an eye. And since this phone has 12 gigabytes of RAM, like any recent app just stays open forever. So like switching between the apps on the taskbar is so fun. Like it's so fun. You want to know why it's fun? Because you don't have to wait. You don't have to go to your home screen and then find the app that you're looking for and then click on it, right? It's all there. You just tap on it and it opens up so fast. That's the beauty of having 12 gigs of RAM, and that's also the beauty of having a pretty light Android skin. Another thing I appreciate about this phone is it just does not get hot at all. Like, look, I live in North Carolina. Okay, and if you live in North Carolina, you know how brutal it was this week, okay? We've had temperatures, the real field temperatures, over 105. Like, hey, yo, chill, nature. I'm not trying to die, okay? This phone also just does not die. It does not get hot at all, and I've been using it outside, no problem. Even with the display going up to 1,750 nits and all of its true brightness beauty, it doesn't get hot. I don't know what Samsung did with the thermals, or even if they changed the thermals. Whatever they did, Samsung, keep doing it, okay? Keep doing it because, well, I said I'm not going to compare this phone to any other folding phone, so I can't say what I was about to say, but if you've been watching my channel, you know what I was about to say. Anyway, this phone does not get hot like other phones. That's just all I'm going to say. So again, I got to give props to Samsung for not only making a phone with amazing software experience, but also amazing thermals to help you actually enjoy the phone longer without it overheating. For me, like I said, it didn't even overheat once, which is insane. I truly believe this phone is one of the best folding phones out there if you care about software experience, right? You're getting 4 years guaranteed, 4 years of operating system updates and 5 years of security updates. Hell, some normal non-folding phones don't even get that. So the fact that Samsung is giving all of that for a folding phone, I mean, it's really hard to pick another folding phone brand because of that. I mean, look, this phone is expensive. Even if you trade in any other phone for $1,000, you're still paying $800 for this phone, right? That's still $800. And whenever you spend that much money on something, you want it to last as long as possible. So the fact that Samsung is still giving you guys that 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security updates, for a lot of people, that is so much more important than the the cover display being narrow, right? For example. So again, if you care about that, all that stuff, this is the best folding phone out there. Plain, period. Done. No questions, no comments. So like I said, if you guys are interested in this phone, I'll have links down below to where you can save a lot of money on this phone. And I also have the Z Flip 5 coming in today. So if you guys want to see a lot of videos on that, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button because it's completely free to you, but it helps me and the channel out a lot, and I always truly appreciate it. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.